Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today's video is a fun and exciting one for me. It is the 2021 MakseLife planners. I have the horizontal and the vertical. I have the two artist covers. Now they have some other covers. We're going to jump into all this and everything about launch. The functional sticker book, I was already able to give a peek in stories, but I haven't been able to show you anything else. We don't have the goal companion guides, which we will talk about, in our hands yet to share and review for you. When those come in, as soon as they do, we will get them in our hands and I will share them with you. I cannot wait to share those too, because that's a great option for those who already have a planner they love or are married to, and they just don't want to switch to the MakseLife planner itself, but they love the MakseLife goal setting system. Or I should say, but you love. Before I forget, I want to just share the box that MakseLife comes in this year, just so you know what you're getting. Or maybe it's better if it's a surprise. This is only their second year, which I cannot believe because Sierra has done such a phenomenal job from year one. You would not think it was year one of this company. But this is the MakseLife box you're going to get. Now they have their very own packaging. It's really nice and slick on the outside. And the packing label went on the bottom just like it should, so that's nice. The inside of your box says those dreams look good on you, MakseLife. You guys, why is there an extra cover in here? Well, if you watch Sierra's little IGTV, then you know, introducing all the stuff for this year, but we'll talk about that too. I have new MakseLife boxes, just a little bit redesigned, a thinner stripe, gold foiling. It really makes a nice keepsake box. They're super heavy duty, and I love that they're mainly white. So whether you stick them on a shelf in a bookshelf, or whether you stick them on a shelf in your closet, whether you store your planner in it, or you just store like cards, programs, that type of thing, like keepsakes, it makes a great keepsake box. I have kept both of mine. So that's pretty cool that they got their very own packaging this year. They did already have amazing boxes last year. Let's jump into, you know what? This is the one where I did all my pen testing. So we're going to jump into this one first. I want to introduce you though, if you are new to MakseLife and you're not even sure what it is a planner combined with an intentional goal setting system. It is not separating your goal planning from your planner, which Sierra says is so important. She is a dual certified life coach and has been for years. And she has also been someone in the planner community. Her Instagram before she started MakseLife was Planner Friend, because her last name is Friend, Sierra Friend. She is the creator and founder of MakseLife. She was in the planner world for many, many years. She is, first of all, just an amazing person. I have become, kind of Instagram friends with her, as I'm sure many of you have, because she's so friendly. I mean, her last name fits her. I love supporting just women-owned small businesses, first of all, but of people who I just genuinely know they are the good people, the salt of the earth people, and so kind and just always fighting for the good. That is Sierra. But she's taken her expertise in life coaching and in loving planners and put them together. It's given a phenomenal planner goal planning system. She says it's very important that your goals are actually integrated into your planning every week. Those goals are actually usually tiny habits and tiny steps that carry us to our bigger vision or our bigger dream, or making progress on those goals in our life. If those are not integrated like daily and weekly, then we're not going to go anywhere. And so that's why she combined her goal planner with a planner and gave you a horizontal and a vertical option, which are both phenomenal because she was in the planner world. So she knows what planner people want. Now, like I said, she did come up with a separate goal setting companion set of books. They are 4 quarterly books. And like I said, because she was making tweaks on them till the end, because she wanted them just to be exactly right, they were sent to the printer later. They can be ordered on launch day as well as the planners, but they will not be shipped until sometime in December. And she has all that information on her site. It will be there on launch day. But that is an option. If you see this goal planning in here and you have used it and you really love the goal planning, but you just really don't need the weekly planner part and you just want to do the goal planning, she has made them into A5 quarterly books where you will have the same weekly check-ins in those books. You'll have a monthly spread. You'll have your monthly goal check-in, you will have your weekly action check-ins, and you will have extra note pages, but you just won't have the weekly planning pages in there. And they are little bound quarterly books. And she says she made them that size so that you could easily keep them with whatever planner you're using, because like she said, she believes it's so important that you integrate those into your planner so you're in there with them every day, whether you're checking off those habits or if you're in there, every week thinking about the different goals and the different categories that you want to follow through on. I did use the MakseLife planner for 6 full months this past year. With goals, I did the whole prep work goal setting section. It's actually just called a goal setting section here. I did that and I used it for a full 6 months because so many people asked me to compare it to PowerSheets. And I have a whole comparison video for you on that. I will link that down in my description. Yes, that was on the 2020 books, but everything I said in there is still applicable because neither one of these goal planners made such huge drastic changes that their whole system has changed. The big differences in the system that I highlighted in there are still relevant. So I still stand behind that video being a really helpful tool. I put a lot of time and thought into that video. So that will be linked, that comparison between MakseLife and PowerSheets, down here in the description. But today we're going to get all into MakseLife. And you guys, I used it for 6 months. I loved it even through the COVID period. I actually used the horizontal and I didn't use it as my planner. I used it as kind of like a journal and check-in every night. And I put my wins from every day on here. And that was just a really good boost. Like it took me 3 minutes or less every night to think of my wins for the day. And I put them on here and I could track my habits. I love having a weekly habit tracker on here. And I could kind of think about what I wanted to get done each week in each of my separate categories. It worked really well for me. And I know everyone's going to ask me and I have not decided. I don't know if I'm going to use MakseLife or PowerSheets next year. I love the changes in both of them. So I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Maybe that will be a whole nother video for me to talk about that. I think I'll do the prep work in both of them and then see how I feel. Let's jump right in. I said I did my pen test in the vertical. So we're going to go through the vertical first. This artist color is a rainbow on navy blue. Hold on to your vision. And then it just has the MakseLife logo on the back and the red color that coordinates. I love the look of that. I love the MakseLife brass rings, just the color of them. I actually like that they kind of look antiqued and not shiny. And the covers for MakseLife and the pages always flow really well on these rings for me. I'm able to always just pick it up with one finger, flip it, pick it and flip it. Now, this is a hefty book because when you see all this encompasses, it is your whole goal planner for the year, which many people, do separately, plus 12 months of weekly planning, all put into one book. It has 326 pages total in it. It is a typical 7x9 page size, so same as normal planner page sizes. The weight on it is 2 pounds 4 ounces. I actually did not weigh this one. This is my weight thing from last year, but I don't think it's changed. And here's what it looks like. I love the rounded corners. They don't hurt you. They don't get caught in your hands. My corners held up just fine without the corner protectors on them. And in fact, I like it better that way. I mean, I don't really need the corner protectors. Of course, I don't take it in a bag every day. I love how it has the strap on it. It feels good in hand. It feels like you could stick it in a bag and take it with you if you need to. And of course, if you don't need the band, just leave it over the back in there. Like that's what I do. A really hefty, good accordion pocket. Like the sides are material and heavy duty. Can hold a lot in there and will hold up, and it has that tiny gray stripe. This year, every MakseLife planner comes with a full sticker sheet in it. These are like matte stickers. They're the little dots. Stretch goals, which we'll talk about. At least I hope I remember to talk about. Sarah only recommends having 1 to 3 of those a year. Lots of icons and these little things, which I think she calls them Moxieisms. And I love how they're in rainbow colors. She's added a lot more color and I love it, the pops of colors. Now, if you do open your planner from the back with an O-ring, you're gonna have to completely flip it to open it to another part. So that's not it getting stuck. It really doesn't. This is a pocket that has been greatly improved because last year it was just plain gray, but it was their first year. And this one has like the laminated type of finish added to some motivation there. and color. So love the new pocket and the pen striping. At the end, since we're already at the end, I might as well show you, you get a tab that says extras. And in the back, I love how they've made this all color. You get these beautiful colored months for your look at 2021 and planning ahead for 2022. You guys, I know I shouldn't want to jump ahead, but I just love the look of 2022. Important dates. You have room down here for some appointments and important dates to note them. I like that you have a tab for this section. And right after those pages, you have 13 lined note pages. You will see every single week you have a notes page for every single week. But besides that, you get 13 lined note pages in the back. So she didn't even skimp on those after you do have a notes page every week. I would highly recommend picking these up if you don't already own a set from last year. If you own a set, then they're going to work. I mean, these things are going to last years. They're heavy duty. For a set of 3, I believe it's 15. You get one that says monthly goals, one that says my vision, and then one that says this week. So you can stick this on the week you're on. You can stick your My Vision somewhere up front with your annual goals or your vision board, and then your monthly goals to easily be able to tab and find them. They are in an ombre gray, so a lighter gray to a darker gray, and one says Dream Big, the My Vision one. The monthly goals says Dare to Grow, and the This Week says Just Begin. And they work perfectly in this planner, but they also work perfectly in any O-ring planner. I have popped mine in and out a lot. They're easy to pop in and out. There's no issue at all, and they hold up really well. So if you have any other O-ring planner that you need bookmarks to, these would work great, and you get 3 of them in a set. Since we're already back here on the pen test, let's talk about the pen test and the paper, and then we will walk through the whole book. This is 120 GSM paper. That equals to 81 pounds. You can write on here with anything you want. Here's the back of the page. As you can see, absolutely nothing is coming through, showing through, bleeding through, nothing. I even circled it with a really dark ERIN CONDREN dual tip marker, used mild liners, used a fountain pen, Papermate flares, all of my pens on here. Friction pens work great and do not erase the lines. You're good to go on any pen. They also are printed earth consciously on recycled paper and printed with soy/vegetable based ink. So I love that Sierra is conscious of that. All right, let's go to the very beginning and start with this vertical one, and then we will look at the horizontal layout, which is the one I personally used this year and loved. If you're not using it as your planner, the horizontal works great as a journal, like I said, to come back to journal about your goals, or think about at the end of the day what were your wins, like I did, or use it for gratitudes every day. The horizontal can just lend itself that way. But this is the vertical. You first have your nameplate page. On the inside covers, you have the beautiful light gray, tiny pin striping and around the edge of the pages, which like fades to the top, so kind of ombre around there. You have a letter from Sierra up front. She also talks about what the name MäksēLife means in there. So if you're interested, if you don't buy the planner, I'll tell you real quick because I just thought, oh, I'm going to get people ask me. Moxie is a noun meaning energy, pep, courage, determination, know-how. Okay, so to have moxie is to be bold and determined. You approach life with gumption and spirit. You are unstoppable, full of vigor, resilience, fortitude, and courage. And it goes on. So that's a little bit about why she chose the name MäksēLife. Then you have your goal setting tab. This is your goal setting section. This comes to you straight from someone who has been a life coach and used this for years, this model in life coaching. This beginning section is 21 pages of streamlined goal planning and instruction to help you. So if you have never used a goal planner before, this is here for you. Do not be afraid. It really is simple and streamlined. I recommend, if it's your first time using MäksēLife, to read just from the beginning to the end of the goal setting section, like all the things you'll fill in, all the instructions, all the prompts. Just read it like a book before you try to write in it. That's just what I personally recommend and what helped me in doing it the first time. And then when you're going through it, it's just going to seem so much easier and it's going to make sense because you're going to know the flow of it. Honestly, so many people ask, how long does it take you to do this 21-page section? Because of where I am in my life, I am my mid 40s. I already know where I'm going and my goals for this time in my life. I don't need a lot of help figuring out my goals. So this section is easy for me. I can do the whole section probably in the first time I did it, probably took me almost 2 hours, maybe. I can't remember. But I think this time I will time myself, but I bet it will take me less than 2 hours. We'll see, since I'm kind of familiar with it this time. And it's not because I'm trying to rush through it or because I don't find this section valuable. I do find it valuable. Now, if I was at a different point in my life where I was making big changes, like maybe I was first becoming a mom, or I was switching jobs, or I was newly divorced, or I'm trying to think of all these big changes, just getting married, or just finishing college, or switching careers, any of those big things. I just feel like if I was at a bigger precipice in my life, I just feel like if I was at one of those big points in my life where things are changing, that I would take a little bit more time. And I would probably have some goals come out when working through this section that I would not have even thought of. Like this section and the prompts will bring out goals and things in you that you didn't even know you wanted to work on. And I will try to do an update video here after I have worked through the MakseLife prep work and the PowerSheets prep work. But I will say that the time you spend on it is going to be so different from person to person. I just answer the first thing that comes to my mind. And just the answers flow out of me. It's not hard for me right now. That's how it was in the past. We'll see how it is this year. So getting started, she gives you some instructions. Like I said, make sure to read through this. Weekly and daily features. Then you have where she's taking you through the steps that you're going to walk through in this section. You're going to go through the compass assessment. You're going to go through setting intentions. You're going to have step 3, annual goals and your vision. Annual goals mean your goals for the entire year. Then step 4, you're going to go through making your monthly goals and weekly actions. And then step 5, monthly reflections and quarterly review. Those are your steps. Of course, step 4 and 5, you're going to do every month, the weekly actions every week. The other steps, you do them once and you're done. This explains your compass assessment. Compass assessment is where you rate each one of these areas of your life. This is called your life compass. I think it's used by a lot of life coaches. And so it's taking these sections of your life, your personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. And you are rating yourself in those sections, where you think you are right now, and then where you want to be by the end of the year. And then you're going to think about, what does that look and feel like to you? Like, let's say, in family and relationships, you were at a 6 right now, but at the end of the year, you want to be at a 9. Well, what does that look and feel like for you? What needs to happen for you to go from a 6 to a 9? You're going to create a vision for yourself in that area of your life so that you can create specific long-term goals to go with that vision. You're going to gain a lot of insight from this life compass. You're going to take this assessment. I would just recommend put down the first thing that comes to mind. You do not need to sit on this page for an hour. So it's going to ask you under each one of the sections, rate each one of these sections, I believe on a scale of 1 to 10. I can't remember because I haven't done this for a long time. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is strongly applies, 1 does not apply. You're going to rate each one of those. So under personal, just like one of the things, I'm sorry, you guys, I just noticed I have dirt under my fingernails. I was out in the garden earlier. I usually check my nails before a video, but I was so excited to film this one. I didn't. I will try to get it out right now. My basic needs are taken care of. So you would just rate yourself on 1 to 10. Are your basic needs taken care of? If it's a 10, then great. Just write it down. Don't sit here and think about each one of these a long time. Put the first feeling that comes to mind. Like, I generally feel happy and fulfilled. What number? You strongly agree with that, a 10, or you strongly disagree with that? Is that the way she worded it? Or 1 does not apply. 10 strongly applies, 1 does not apply. I will even be reading through these instructions again before I do it myself. Under each one of these sections, you're going to rate yourself, and then you come up with a total score. I should mention, sorry guys, I made this confusing. That is how you get your life compass score here. Your score in each section about where you are right now. Then you have an intentions page. So you're going to think about your intentions for the year. Some of the questions are, what could I use more of in my life this year? What could I use less of in my life this year? What characteristics would I like to nurture in 2021? 3 habits that I want to develop this year are: this year I will be more, I will do less, I will give myself grace for, I will let go of, I will embrace. My word for 2021 is, this page I feel like is really easy for me too. It's easy for me to just boom, go down that. I'm already thinking about my word for the year, so I will have it by the time that I do this. Then you have a little section on setting goals. She's going to talk to you about committing to goals, reviewing goals, and removing goals. This is really helpful information. She says, carefully consider each of the following before you commit to a goal. These bullet points here. I feel like MakseLife is packed with so many wonderful tidbits to really help you if you're new to goal setting, but even if you're not new to goal setting. It's very valuable information. And then on actually writing the goals, she takes you through and gives you some examples. That's very helpful too, because sometimes I don't word my goals the right way. Very helpful. Setting goals. There's 3 types of goals. Okay, I mentioned this earlier. The stretch goals, okay, those are like your dreams, wishes, and desires. And stretch goals should be exciting for you to create and feel thrilling at the thought of achieving them. And yeah, she recommends no more than 1 to 3 stretch goals each year. And she talks a little bit more about them. But she does say they don't have to be huge life-changing goals, although they often are. But because of the nature of the stretch goal, you don't want more than 3 a year, and possibly only 1. Progress goals are the goals that encompass the vision and actions that will take you from where you are now to where you want to be in each area of your life. Remember the life compass wheel? So those are the progress goals that are going to help you make progress. The maintenance goals are goals, tasks, and intentions that will maintain what's good and working in your life already. So these require some effort or pre-planning on your part. They can also encompass things that we do on autopilot or in the everyday maintenance of our lives. They're usually not the big things on their own, but they add up and they maintain, the big areas of your life. So especially if you think like about health, it's those small things like working out 5 days a week or walking 10,000 steps every day that add up, that without these maintenance goals, the quality of your life in each area would be affected. So I love the way she explains that about stretch goals, progress goals, maintenance goals. If you have watched my PowerSheets video and you're watching this video, you're seeing the differences in the system. And I really try to focus on that in my MakseLife PowerSheets comparison video. So your annual goals are your long-term vision. Those are the goals that you make at the beginning of the year, to thinking your long-term vision for the whole year on those goals in those categories. And she takes you through setting your annual goals in 5 steps. Then thinking about your monthly goals. You're going to chunk it down and check in on your annual goals and your monthly goals. And she gives you steps for that too and tips. Then how do you build in the weekly action items there? Those are actions, tasks, and habits that will help you achieve your monthly goals, which then go back to your annual goals. These are weekly reflection questions. So these are questions that she recommends that you check in on every week. You have an extra page every week, but she didn't want to put the questions on this dot grid page because she wanted to let you be able to choose what to put on this page and have it open, but she highly recommends that you check in with these questions every week. And this page is a perfect place to check in weekly on these questions. What were my wins? What worked? What didn't work? What lessons did I learn? And what adjustments do I need to make moving forward? She explains more, goes into a little more depth in those weekly reflection questions. Then you have things to consider in each area of life when writing the goals. So you know how we have our 8 areas on the life compass wheel? Well, sometimes people are like, I can't really think of a goal in this area. This is to make us kind of well-rounded, that we're not just only working on goals in our work section, or we're not only working on health and wellness goals, to think about the other aspects of our life, which are really important too. They give you ideas under each one of these sections to kind of help you if you're not sure about what goals you might be able to have in those sections of your life. Use this space to create a list or a mind map of ideas, dreams, and goals for the coming year. Have fun. The possibilities are endless. So this is just, a mind map, brain dump section. Then you're going to go into your annual goals. After you have read all the instructions up to this point, this is not going to seem like a daunting task. You've already done the life compass, and she's taken you through section by section and told you how to do this and step by step. Even back here where she tells you how to come up with those annual goals. you do it right here. Under personal, what annual goals do you want to have? It might only be one, it might be more than one. And what's your main focus in that area for the year? And then how will my life improve by reaching these personal goals? That's a good question to ask because, why are we having this goal? What will improve in my life if I reach this goal? That is motivation right there. And so you have each one of your sections. You have 2 pages to cover all 8 of your goal categories, and you're going to create your annual goals. Then you have a vision board page. That's where I put my vision board marker. And she just says, have some fun bringing your annual goals to life. Locate images, words, and phrases that resonate with the intentions you have created for this year. Choose items that make you feel good. This space is designed to inspire you. Visit this board often to keep you anchored to your goals and vision throughout the year. Goal setting quick tips. Here are some quick tips. I just love all the extra color she's added this year. I love the new fonts, which are bigger and easier to read. And your tabbed pages are now much more colorful. So I love that. Your tabbed pages are a little bit thicker of a paper. All your tabs are laminated. You won't have any problems at all with this book holding up. Every month has a motivational quote. Your monthly layout is based on the color of the month. So like January is blue, and you'll look here on your weekly layout, but it's not really dark. There's not a huge amount of saturated color anywhere. So if you're someone who likes to do stickers or sticker kits, these columns are the same width as the ERIN CONDREN vertical. So you will be able to use those kits in here. I measured my vertical ERIN CONDREN, the 3 boxes down. You have 7 habits in the vertical and the horizontal this year. You have a notes section here, but it's not even labeled notes. You can use it for whatever you want. I absolutely love the new fonts up here, the clean aesthetic of the page. It is so clean and crisp. All the little gray horizontal lines were taken off. I am not going through all the changes that were made from last year because if you have last year's, then you know. And if you don't have last year's, then you wouldn't know anyway, and this video is going to be long enough. Up here, these boxes are perfect for putting in the weather for the day, or even if you want to note like your steps for the day or somebody's birthday, that little header up there or your focus of the day is perfect. I love how your columns are lined, but they are very light gray lines. Then your bottom box could be for dinner. It could be for your workout. It could be for, the whole box could be for a gratitude, but there is a little heart down there to remind you about gratitude and see those very light gray lines. I love that. I love that there's a habit tracker on the weekly spread. Somehow we jumped from here and from the monthly and we skipped over the page that comes before every week. So let's go back here after your monthly layout, and the monthly layout has changed a little bit from last year too. Your circles are moved to the right. Oh yeah, I was talking about the colors. So you have 1 color per month and it is carried over throughout the weeks, but it's not a super bright or saturated color. You have a look at your next month down here. It is a typical Sunday start. Your previous month is in a light gray. Then we go into our monthly goals. So after your monthly layout every month, you have your monthly goals. Your sections are labeled here for your monthly goals. I love that they're labeled so I don't have to remember what they are. You also have another quote up here, written what month it's in. We didn't have that last year. I love that. Then you have your focus in each goal category for the month. So that's laid out, a 2-page spread every single month. And with the clip and bookmark, you can easily flip back here all month long and see what you are wanting to focus on in each category so that as you plan those weekly action items, it's easy to flip back here and see where your focus needs to be. So your weekly action items here, this is labeled week 53 because you're finishing out December. And so your next week will be actually your first full week of the 2021 year. So I like how they added the week number on here. I would love the goal categories to be written out here. I mean, eventually I memorized them after 6 months, but sometimes I don't even want my brain to think. We love things to be printed in the planner world, don't we? I would also kind of love the week to be printed here. Like if it's December 28th through January 3rd, I would love this somewhere to say December 28th through January 3rd. I just like everything to be labeled like that in a planner. Like, let me know your thoughts about that. This page was changed from lined to dot grid to just make it more open for whatever you want to use it for. Some people were using it for like a grocery list, or, they want to doodle, or they want to make a chart or a mind map. That way it's more open. But it's also recommended that you come back here and look at those weekly reflection questions and answer those 5 questions. Yes, 5 questions right here every week. It used to say notes and reflections, and there's no header, nothing taking up the top there. I love that too. I love that change. Every week down here, you have a little tip, and they're strategically placed as the year goes on. So what time of the year it is, what tips would help you the best at different times of year. These are very helpful tips. I recommend reading them every week and not skipping over it. Then every week you come into your weekly actions in your 8 categories and you look back at your monthly goals and you think, okay, what actions do I need to take this week to be able to make whatever your monthly goal is on that action item? And once again, you're not left alone to think of these. How do you come up with those weekly actions? She takes you through it step by step in a really simple manner of 5 steps to how would you come up with your weekly actions from your monthly goals, which came from your annual goals. So every week it carries them through. Holidays are all listed right here at the very top in your vertical, and they are also listed on your monthly layout at the very bottom of your box in a very light gray. So they're not taking up much of your box or being too out there. I like where they're placed and the size of them. Every week you have a 2-page vertical spread, and then you have your dot grid page and your weekly actions, and then you go to the next week. So every single week you have this 2-page spread in between your week that checks you back in with your goals and gives you room for reflection and notes. I mean, is there any other planner like this out there? Not that I can think of. At the end of your month, you have monthly reflection questions. They're very easy to get through. It's just 1 page, like my biggest wins this month, things that are currently working in my life, things that are currently not working in my life, what I learned this month. I really like that one. What improvements or adjustments do I need to make going into next month? What am I most grateful for right now? Love that. Habits I want to nurture next month. Rate your overall satisfaction this month. I really like the monthly reflections. I found them simple to do and yet very helpful to look back on. The few things they asked in 1 page, very succinctly, I could see like how I felt about that month and how I was doing. You have a different quote every month. And then February is a light teal. And you go into your February monthly goals and you'll see February is written in light teal to match the color of the month. The week 5 is written to match the color of the month. And then you have your teal up here, which also carries over to your habits. So that color of the month is carried over in all those little teeny sections there. Then we'll go through and look at the color for each month, which will be the same in the horizontal. March is a light green, and this is the way it looks on your weekly layout. April is kind of a steel blue, I guess is the best way to say it. And you can see when you switch midweek, it goes straight from the green in March to the steel blue in April. May is a yellow, and here's what a week looks in that yellow. June is, I do like that the color changes every month, but I do wish that the colors rotated seasonally. These colors, I do like that they are not huge and out there and taking over your page. So if you want to put seasonal stickers on here, it's not going to clash. So I like that. June was kind of this rust orange is what I would call it. July is a red, but not like a blaring red. Here you go. You can see the switch from orange to red. And then, you see how the red shows through here. I like all those little touches that the color of the month is carried through to all those little places. Then August is a purple. Here's our week in a dark purple. September is back to blue. I think this is where we start over. Let's see. Yes. So in September, you're starting back over and you go blue, aqua, green again, and then you end on the steel blue in December. Those are the MakseLife colors that they use to rotate through here. In case you didn't notice that, they're using the colors from the life wheel that are also carried out in your 8 goal categories all throughout the whole planner. So if you'll notice on the life wheel, you have a darker and then you go to lighter. And so in her functional sticker book, which we'll just flip through at the end, I kind of did a detailed flip through on Instagram, and I will link that video down in the description too. She gives you a page with like a darker and then a lighter version of the stickers in here on some of them. Well, here we go. Like the lighter version of the Life Wheel colors and the darker version, because both of those colors are carried all throughout the planner. You get a quarterly check-in every quarter here. And so this is your Q4. You come back and you redo your Life Wheel to see where you are, and you can compare it to the last quarter and compare it to the beginning of the year. And, you know, to see where you are currently in each one of those categories and where you were previously. There's actually a chart to fill that in and your total scores. And so you can see, did you increase, decrease, or stayed the same overall? And a few questions to help guide you to go into your next quarter. What personal actions contributed the most to these results? 3 words to describe how I generally felt over the last 90 days. And where's my biggest opportunity for growth? What area of my life will be my main focus over the next 90 days? So that's your quarterly check-in. And then there's no big page to like rewrite your goals every quarter, because you are reevaluating your goals every month. And then even every week in your weekly actions, I feel like, by breaking them down. So every month you're really reevaluating what you want to work on in those big goals. And if you want to change that, then you just outline that here in your monthly goals. You know, as the year goes on, your annual goals might morph a little bit, might change a little bit. Some of them you might even decide, you know what, it's April and I no longer consider that spiritual goal important to me, or I feel like I've gotten to my progress point on that. Like I wanted to read my scriptures every single day, and I have done it, you know, every single day but 4 since the beginning of the year. So I feel like that doesn't need to be my focus anymore. So these are your check-in points, your monthly goals, and then your weekly action items. Carry those out and then just check in with your compass every quarter. It's just that one page to see where you are in each category and what you're doing. And then you're reflecting every month at the end. It really is a streamlined system, but one in which you are constantly checking in. So you're not just setting your goal planner aside and completely forgetting about it and moving on with your life and coming back 2 months later and saying, oh, I forgot about that. It is like in your planner with you every single day. So it is a part of you as much as your planning is a part of you. As much as your daily to-dos are a part of you, you want these habits and these goals that you want to work on to be just as much a part of you. Let's look at the horizontal. Isn't this artist cover beautiful? I absolutely love it. It has the gold foiling on the flowers. I love the MäksēLife and the green on the back. It's just absolutely stunning to me. I love this one. We're not going to go through the whole planner because it is exactly the same. I'm going to show you a couple of months just so you can see how the colors translate to the horizontal. Everything else is exactly identical. You'll get the same pages every week, the same goal planning. Here is your horizontal. I love how all the page real estate is used. There is no huge header at the top or header at the bottom, so that your daily boxes are really big. They are spacious for being able to write in. Your daily box does have this blank space at the end. I did find myself sometimes, if I didn't want to use that box for something else, since I was using mine kind of for journaling my wins of the day, I would just write straight across there. That didn't bother me at all. Your heart to remember your gratitude is moved from last year so that it's not in your main writing place over here. I love the new dates and days of the week, how they look on here. Just very fresh and clean. Your habit tracking for the week is over here. Same number of habits that is in your vertical. You have a note spot here in your horizontal at the end of the week. You have Monday through Thursday on the left side and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the right side, which I really like that division. You can actually draw a line down if you want to divide this space even into 3. And this could be like your appointments. This could be like your home to-dos, your work to-dos. Or it could be like your appointments, your to-dos, and maybe this is like your dinner and workout. So there's a lot of different ways to use the horizontal space. I feel like it's very open to your interpretation, however you need to use it. Let's just lay the horizontal and vertical next to each other for both for January, so you can just kind of see how they both look. So there is your horizontal versus your vertical. And we'll go into the January blue here. It really just depends on how you like to plan. whether you like the vertical to be able to see your week like all the way across. When I'm using a vertical, I like to put my appointments all up top here and kind of draw a line. So my appointments stand out, and then my to-dos, and then anything else I want to put down here. And I plan completely differently. If I was planning in a horizontal, I would either put my appointments in this box, or I would draw that line and my appointments would be like right there, because I always need, if I have any appointments or time thing for that day, for it to stand out. But that is what your horizontal and vertical look like next to each other. Here, the habit trackers in vertical, they're just a little bit more, they look different in vertical because you write the habit above on the line and then you're checking it off below. And in horizontal, you're writing the habit next to it and checking it off across. That's just the way it had to go to fit on the page. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me on this longer video. We're almost done, and I didn't even mention the price of the planner. This coil-bound goal planner is $68. That's really not high. If you look at the price of another goal planner is just $60, and then another planner is $60. So you would be spending $120 for the year. And this is your goal planning and your planner all in one. Quality paper, quality covers, binding, everything. You will not be disappointed in this. So I feel like this is a better bargain than buying a planner and a goal planner separate. Now the covers, she is going to sell separately, and I'm not going to go into this because this video is long enough. Sierra talked about this on her live, which was put on her Facebook and her IG and IGTV and Instagram. If you buy a cover and try to change it out yourself, because she knows people like to change their covers. So you can buy separate covers for $10. She will give you a short instructional video with the recommended method to change the cover. And you will have to check a box at checkout saying that you are altering your product and that MäksēLife is not responsible for any damage or alteration to the planner or coil by changing the cover. But really on O-rings, it is easy to part your O-ring right here. You carefully pull each one apart. You switch your cover out and then you flip the new one on and you push it all back in. So you can watch the video and decide if that's something you want to take on, but she wanted to give people the choice. So she's being really different than most other companies. She really loves to leave it up to you, the planner. She wanted to give you the choice. If you're one of those brave souls that wants to change your cover, she wants to be able to let you do that. And now we have our functional sticker book. It is 15 pages. It retails for $20. It's made with matte sticker paper for easy writing, and I was able to write on my stickers. Now, I did already try out these stickers and flip through the whole book on Instagram, and since this video is very long, I don't want to take all that time to do that, so I'm not going to stick them in here on here, but I am going to link that Instagram video that I did, and you should be able to watch it even if you don't have an Instagram account. I've been told. You can just click on the video and you can watch it on your computer. This book is 5x7. It has perforated pages so you can store your stickers any way you want or stick them in the pockets of your planner. You can really write on them with gel pens. I did that in my video and tried it. The book includes flags, banners, icons, boxes, bullets, and hearts, and it is all in the MäksēLife colors. So circles in light, circles in dark, hearts in light, hearts in dark. Then you have some labels which take up one line here, some little flag labels. And then you have some of the diagonal lined flag labels. I really like those. And then you have some labels that take up 2 line slots and some little flags. And I showed some of these in the horizontal and the vertical in my Instagram video. And then little teeny tiny flags. Some little bit bigger flags in the darker and the lighter color, the icons that match the goal icons, just 1 page of those. And that is the end of your functional sticker book from MäksēLife. And like I mentioned, the bookmarks, the set of 3 are $15. I think I covered everything. I am an affiliate from MäksēLife. If my videos here or on Instagram have ever helped you, I would be so grateful if you would make your purchase through my link. By purchasing through my affiliate link, that shows the company how many people I bring to them. That's the way I get the products early to review, but it also helps me by making a small percentage of your sale. Thank you so much for supporting me in that way. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. I want to hear all your thoughts on the new MäksēLife in the comments. Please share with me. I love to hear what you guys think about the product. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.